So what do you guys do all day stuck at home?
Oh,
I keep myself busy on the computer a lot.
Hmm.
okay. We're live right now,
Okay.
just so you guys know. But you guys can go ahead and continue talking.
Do you guys like watch any TV shows or anything?
At night, not during the daytime.
So Zerinati, what shows do you watch?
Oh, NCIS,
Okay.
FBI,
Okay.
all those, Hawaii Five-O.
Okay.
And then
You guys should.
Zulfikar, he likes to
Mhm.
watch those old mafiosi movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys should start. Resurrection.
Is it good?
It is so good.
Is it on Xfinity?
No, it's on Netflix.
Nah, I'm not in Netflix.
Oh.
Do you watch Survivor?
No, but I've seen Shooter, and
Nah.
do you say designated survivor?
No,
Oh, just Survivor.
just Survivor.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you have to watch that. It's too late now. It's almost coming to an end.
Oh, okay. So I have to watch it when they do the reruns then.
Yeah. Are we on yet?
So we're live, but we're just waiting for more people
I
to come
see.
before we actually start. Yeah.
Okay. Now you are
So
making me thirsty.
So did you guys watch the other episodes with Zulfu uncle,
Yes.
Abbas uncle and them? Yeah, so it's gonna kind of be similar to that. So we're gonna ask you guys different questions, and then after we ask you guys different questions, like questions of when you came to Minnesota, why Minnesota, just different questions like that, and then we're gonna play a small game at the end. So
Yeah. How many hours do you have for us to tell you?
I mean, I have an assignment due at 12 o'clock, so as long as you finish by like 10:30ish, we should be okay.
12 o'clock tomorrow, right?
I wish.
Yeah. Has Ali fallen asleep or what?
I don't know.
Which Ali?
It's a book.
Here. I went to get a bottle of water.
Oh, maybe I should go get some water too.
Yeah, never know. They're all deserting. Betam left, Serena left.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know. I can't tell
hopefully
if
we can start
anybody else
soon.
is online or not.
I think Matham is gonna tell us when we start because he has the number of people that are live. So when we get like a good number of people watching, then we can start
So
the
Ali,
show.
did you watch Abbas Bhai and Zulfa?
Yeah, I did.
So you have a prop today?
Do
I have
have one?
puri. I have a puri. Abbas Bhai will kill me.
Well, I like the way Kazim and Shabir and Abukar are all bothered that poor guy.
I know.
Yeah, so if you guys want to just turn your phones off from now, so, because I know there's probably going to be people calling you guys.
I
Not
already
me,
got
Ali,
Shafiq
maybe.
I already got Shafiq Kasam trying to call me. So I already put it on a mute,
I told Matham, tell your dad not to call me. Not that he ever calls me, but because he was calling Abbas Bhai.
Yeah, if there's anybody to call anybody, it'd probably be Kazim uncle.
Yeah. He can call Ali all he wants.
I'm all going into my recording. I know what they're gonna do. This is Kazim's doing. He's already told Shafiq to call.
So how are you guys hanging in there?
Good. Alhamdulillah. Work and school is keeping us busy in the day and then video games at night.
Oh, and the refrigerator.
Yeah, definitely the refrigerator.
Right.
That and the pantry.
Yeah, poor Sajida.
Don't tell her that.
She's probably on it already.
Honestly, she's probably watching.
Yeah.
And so he's texting me saying it's very important, pick up the phone. As if I was born yesterday.
Who's that? Kazim?
Oh, Shafiq. I bet Kazim has got Shafiq's phone in his hand and he's doing this.
Yeah, he's doing to you what they did to Abbas Bhai last week.
So what happened to my other screen?
All righty. I think we should be ready to go.
Oh,
Monty, we can start off. There's still people joining in, but we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So we don't have to keep the Saburs up for that long.
yeah.
It's past my bedtime already.
No, it's my watching the tube time.
All right. Well, to start things off, Ali Uncle actually didn't know that Zarina Auntie was gonna come on, and it was all pretty last minute how it all kind of came down. So we want to thank Zarina Auntie and Ali Uncle for both agreeing to come on. We're excited for this week. I think it's gonna be a good show, and hopefully, yeah, everybody enjoys.
Well,
Let's
thank
hope
you for
so.
inviting. Assalamu alaikum to everybody.
All right. So if you guys are ready, we can get started here. So first question is going to be for Ali Uncle, and I know Zarina Auntie, if you want to interrupt him a few times, that's fine as well.
No, I won't do that to him.
But
I want to live longer.
All right. So Ali Uncle, first question is what like where did you grow up? What was it like? When did you come to the United States? What was the route that you took? Did you go anywhere before Minnesota? And why did you pick Minnesota? So just give everybody who's watching a better understanding of your background and where you came from.
Okay, I was we were seven siblings. Two of them have passed away. One of them happens to be my twin brother. So my twin brother Mushtaq and myself, we were born in Kampala, Uganda. The rest of my siblings were born in Mbale, Uganda. That's where my parents lived. My mom passed away when we were very young. I was about 7 years old. So we went to live in Hoima, which is also in Uganda, for about a couple of years. And after that, we came back to Mbale, studied there through high school. I finished my Cambridge in Mbale, and I was quite excited and then very happy to see this big grin on my dad's face when he came home to tell me that the principal had stopped over he worked in the post office as an assistant postmaster. And he said the principal had stopped over to tell him that your son has been awarded the best boy of the school for that year. So I was just in cloud nine, you know. So after that, I had a chance to go to India to study there because my plan was to become an aeronautical engineer. So I went to Bombay, studied in a college called Xavier's College. This was in 69, 70. 71, I came just for a vacation back in Uganda. And my dad and we were all having, you know, all the siblings were having dinner on the table. And I told my dad that there was a Hindu friend of mine that was studying in Minneapolis that happened to be also in my Cambridge in Mbale. And he was telling me while I was in India that, why are you wasting your time there? The education system here in US is much better. He was putting himself through the school by working. And so I just mentioned it to my dad, and my dad said, you want to go back to India and do your aeronautical there, or change your career and go to US and do what you can? And you know, I was I was I was very hesitant to do that because of the cost involved, but something told me your future is better gonna be by going to US. So I came here in 71, and as most of the people know, in 72, Idi Amin asked everybody to leave Uganda. Had I been in India, I would have been stuck there. So I was glad I came here in 72. I did electronic associate's degree in electronics. And then after that, do you want to know what I did after that, or just stop here right now?
Yeah, so you can stop there for now, and then we'll get into more of your career wise and stuff later on.
All
So
right.
Zarinanti, same question to you.
So you want to know where I was born and how
Yeah,
I came here?
yeah.
Okay, like Ali said, I was born in Mbale. My family comes from Mbale, Uganda. And once Idi Amin had this dream, he kicked us out in 72, so we left. But prior to that, I had attended the university, Makerere University in Kampala, graduated from there, came home, and although I had a scholarship to go to France to study at Toulouse University, I thought it's high time I came home, help my dad out, because he was the only person in a big family, because he had 7 kids, his mom, his sisters to take care of. So I became a high school teacher. Things were going well. My elder brother graduated from Nairobi University, came back home. He had a good job. Things were working out for us. But then Idi Amin had this dream and we had to leave. So Canada took me and my brother, Muhammad Zaki, because in those days they were so crafty. They only wanted single people in Canada and with higher education. None of the other family members could come. So my father and rest of the family went to England. My father wanted me to come to England with him and not leave me behind before going to Canada. So I was in a camp in Wales for 3-4 months and then came to Canada. I lived there for 21 years in various cities, London, Ontario, Toronto, like quite a few of your previous guests. I have Canada connections. I was in Canada for 21 years. And Ali Sabur had sponsored me here. That's the reason I'm here. Way back when I was still single. But I liked Canada. I didn't want to come to US. It dragged on for 10 years. And finally I got a letter from the immigration officer saying, this is it. This is your last chance. If you do not take it, you lose your status. Okay. So my husband says, Zulfikar said, let's go and at least get the rights. Yeah. So we came here in 1993. In my mind, I was going back to Canada because York University was saving my job for a year. So because I told them I'm going to the US, but I might come back. But lo and behold, Zulfikar didn't want to go back. I ended up here and worked at the University of Minnesota for 21 years, and I retired in 2014. Okay.
Yeah. Zarinanti, what did you do at the U? What was your position at the U?
Oh my God, yeah. I was working in the CCBR. I don't know if you know. CCBR is part of biostatistics department, but in the research area. It's coordinating centers for biometric research. I was working as a community health coordinator with Dr. Neaton's group. We were funded by NIH. We were under CDC and Dr. Fauci, who is so much in news now. So yeah, we conducted research, clinical trials on AIDS research. So, and I was, yeah, it was the best job that I've had. My own
there-
office, do whatever you want, go wherever you want. Yeah.
Do you remember what building you used to work in?
Yeah, the only one standing by that stadium.
Okay.
Do you see
Okay.
that gold building with the gold glass? That's the only building there besides the stadium.
Oh, it's behind the stadium.
Yes, it's
Yes.
facing
Okay. Okay.
the University Avenue.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
right
Okay. Okay.
across
Okay.
from Caspian. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
it was good because as a staff member, I could take any courses I wanted.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I
So
took care of it.
you're the plug.
The
Say
free
what?
education.
You're the plug for free education.
Well, it's never too late.
Alia,
My
go ahead.
predecessor, he took golf courses too. And he said,
Oh.
Zarina, you should take it on. I said, later on, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, then that takes me to Alianko. I know you were working for HP for some years. So kind of to give us the highlight of your career of all the jobs you have had, what is the one that stands out to you that really is special to you that you'll always cherish?
So while like I said, when Idi Amin kicked out, I went to immigration and asked them to give me a permission to work legally. So while going to school in the morning till about 2:30, come back to the apartment and run to the job. I worked at the old Radisson on the 7th Street. I worked at Minneapolis Athletic Club. There used to be a Leamington Hotel. All these places I worked, and I worked as a busboy. I worked as a waiter. I was not too proud. Anything that gave me money to put me through the college, because my money stopped. Once my family was asked to leave Uganda, my money stopped. And rather than going and begging, I went and decided to work on my own. But you know what, Maitham, as a side note, that's the way Minnesota Nice used to be in those days. It's still there. But in those days, the way Minnesota Nice people were, you could have never even expected that, even from best of your friends. Because I had in my class, one of my friends used to live by Maple, by 3M, and he used to come all the way up to downtown Minneapolis, pick me up and Shanti, take us to the college. Now he has to start early in the morning to come here to Minneapolis, take us to 38th and Minnehaha. And after the school was over, he would bring us back to our apartments and then go home and not charge us a penny or any of his petrol or anything or gasoline or anything. People were stepping forward and says, how can we help you? Can we give you money to get going and all that? So people were really nice in those days, and they still are Minnesota nice. But a lot of people have moved here from other states after the governor of Florida said, all the Cubans who came to Florida says, if you want the best handout and treatment, go to Minnesota. So the next thing you know, people from Michigan, Illinois, Indiana came by busloads because they wanted all these freebie handouts from the government. And since then, I've seen crime go up and all that. But anyway, sorry for the sidetrack.
No, I think you actually bring up a good point, because there's one relation between everybody that we have gotten to interview, which is that the friend, like the way you guys were hooked up when you guys came here, like people were so friendly, and now things have changed. I mean, you don't feel, I mean, even people from our own center, we kind of feel like, I don't know if you'll feel okay if I ask him for a ride, like things have changed.
Correct.
But I don't think any of you guys would be where you are today if it wasn't for all these people helping you guys.
Yeah, and in those days, all we did was I lived by the Loring Park. These Hindu friends of mine, we were a lot of friends living in that one building. And once in a while, when this guy in St. Paul was not going to be able to pick us up, We would go on Nicollet Mall, and all we did was the moment we did this, there'll be cars stopped. And not only would they go and drop us up to the 38th and Nicollet, but they would say, oh, well, we will just go and drop you up to 38th and Minnehaha to your school. They would just do it. All you had to do was just put your finger out and they'll stop.
Wow.
You pulled over and you had a flat tire, people would stop one by one. Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? People were so nice, so nice.
That's
But
crazy.
back
That's
to your
crazy.
first question about what did I do, what schools? Well, after the training, I went to work for a company called Burroughs, which in the later on became UniVac. But I spent 10 years with Burroughs. And it's funny why I went to work for Burroughs. I was getting offers for about 4 companies to go work for them. And all of them were higher than Burroughs. But the reason I chose Burroughs was because my instructor said, I told him my brother was living in Chatham, which was on the other side of Windsor, 50 miles from Windsor.
Okay.
So he says, why don't you go work in Detroit? There's a big company, Burroughs, their headquarters is there. You go work there and then you just cross the river and go see your brother. So that was a great idea. I took the pay cut. I went to work for Burroughs. And the very first training that I had was in Detroit downtown. And we get to the hotel and everything has got these jari, the metal rods in all the windows. And go into in another room and they got a note out there, do not go out anywhere alone. Do not do this, do not do that. And I couldn't understand. Went to the classroom in the morning, the shutters were down. So we opened up the shutters and the first instructor that came to teach us, who opened those up? Close them right away. I said, why? He says, because pretty soon you'll see stones flying from outside. People throw stones and we are trying to prevent the glass from coming in with this shutter. And then there was also this metal barbed wires to stop the big stones, but they couldn't stop the glass. So put the shutters there. And honest to goodness, in the paper in those days, if you did not read, if you read this article today, there was no murder in Detroit. And then in the brackets, they would write, at least a body has not been found. So it was very
Oh my
common
God.
for a bird.
Wow.
So I told my brother, I said, as much as I love you, I'm not working. I'm not.
Do you have like
coming here.
flashbacks of being in Uganda at that point? Because like that sounds like, you know, something that would be happening.
No, and these things never happened in Uganda.
Oh,
It happened in Uganda. My
okay,
goodness
whoops.
gracious, you know. But so I spent 10 years with Burroughs, and then a very good opportunity came out with Tandem computers. And I went to work for Tandem for about 28 years. Tandem became Compaq, bought them out, became Compaq, HP bought them out. So I worked at the last one, when I retired from HP. But my best memories are when Tandem was Tandem.
Cool.
The CEO was such a nice guy that I don't think you'll ever find a corporate manager like him, ever. Someday I'll tell you stories, or if people don't get bored, I'll tell you later on. So I'll let you move on.
Okay, well, Monty, you can continue now. I think we're back. We can get some answers from Zarina Auntie now.
Okay. So I think the next question we had for Zarina Auntie was, so Zarina Auntie, I'm gonna let Matham ask this question because he knows more about it than I do. So Matham, if you want to go ahead and ask her.
What question?
So Zarina Auntie, honestly, I didn't know about this before, like completely. I didn't understand, but about your recipe book. So, you know, what's the story about this recipe book? Because I don't know. I hear it's like
you
it's the
probably weren't born then. I compiled this cookbook way back 24 years ago in 1996.
That's exactly when you were born.
Was he born?
Yeah, I was.
Atul?
That's exactly when I was born.
You were in diapers.
Yeah.
You were in diapers. That's
I
why
didn't
he
even know they had
doesn't
paper back then.
remember. So Okay, the story behind, where are you? Maitham?
I don't know where Mason was.
You flew the coop.
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry, I'm talking to you, and everybody at home thinks that they should have the conversation too, but this is going on live, so I'm just telling them that they have to wait.
Mommy is telling you, Batul is telling you, you were in diapers.
Yeah, she's confirming I was in diapers.
Right. Well, my motivation behind compiling this cookbook was, we had just moved here to Minnesota in 93. At the end of 95, beginning of 96, I think the foundation for the madrasa building was laid, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, Hussein Bhai and his team were collecting donations for the madrasa building. And we were talking, standing outside in the parking lot, and he says to me, okay, so why don't you donate or pay for one classroom for madrasa? And I said, how much? And when he told me the amount, my jaw dropped. I said, Hussein Bhai, I have nowhere near that amount of money. But anyways, I will see how I can donate. So I kept thinking, I said, what can I do to raise funds? And I know, I love to cook. And I know people eat. They have to eat. In those days, we are talking about pre-YouTube time. Internet was just coming around. So people women mostly use cookbooks to fall back on. So I thought, let me compile a cookbook and sell it. It's just like making samosas, selling them and making money to donate the money with. So that was the idea. And I thought I have enough recipes of my own to create this book, but let me make it a community project. It would be nice. So I announced during Bibi Zainab's Wafat, I believe, and in the mosque, in the ladies' side, and I said, if you want to donate, here's a box. You can put your recipe in there. Well, and yes, we did have a good response, but I don't think a lot of women realize the end result of the cookbook, that it was going to be a bigger book like that. They thought it was probably going to be a thin one, I didn't think it was going to be such a big fat one either. But then, our community is so diverse. We have Iranis, Pakistanis, Khojas from East Africa, Khojas from India, Pakistan. So, and I was approached by our Irani sisters. They said, we love eating your food at the mosque. Can you put some recipes? And they told me which recipes. And then I thought, well, instead of selling the book in the community, let's go outside and sell it. It's workplace, other communities. And the ball set rolling, and it became like we sold the first 300 copies like hotcakes. And we got demand. Wow. Yeah, the cookbook raised more than what I had anticipated. And to tell you the truth, I didn't have money to have the book printed. I had to borrow the money. And I had to pay it back, plus more. I mean, we raised so much money, I had to reprint the book. Even today, with the age of YouTube and so many recipes out on the net, you can search for anything. I still have women approaching me, why don't you reprint the book?
Wow.
But I think 24 years is a long time now, and life has moved on. But as a positive note, some Jamaats took our cue and created their own cookbooks. I had phone calls from ladies from some Jamaats asking me how I did it, what was the procedure, etc. And they came up with cookbooks. Yes.
Wow. Okay, wow. I have 2 questions. First, the first question was, So even after this, so you still gave funds towards the madrasa classroom?
Uh-huh.
Okay, what
Whatever
classroom
I
was it?
sold went right back in there. Yes.
What grade classroom was that for then?
What grade classroom?
Yeah,
It
which
was just a
classroom was that
donation.
used for?
Oh, no, no, no. I didn't donate for one particular one. No, no, no. It was
Oh,
way
okay, okay.
beyond me. No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I said, whatever the cookbook sells for, here's them. We have 300 recipes in that book. We only sold it for $10.
Wow.
Other Jamaat sold
Wow.
it for $25 or $20. And they didn't sell that many copies because they were so. We just made $4 on each copy. But I will tell you, people were so generous. Instead of $10, some gave me $50. When I went to Toronto, some gave me $100 for one book. So yeah. So it was worth it.
That's really cool, Zarina Auntie. That's very inspiring that
Wait.
you did that.
Matham, sorry to cut you off, but I have a couple questions for Zarina Auntie.
Uh-oh.
So Zarina Auntie, was the book called Tasteful Touches?
Yep.
Is it this one right here?
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Are you
But-
learning to cook?
No.
I actually made a cake from this book like
Oh,
last
God.
week.
Oh, wait till
Wait.
this lockout is done. First door
Yeah,
unlocking is yours.
I'm trying to find the recipe, but I can't find the
We'll
cake
have another
recipe.
pandemic. We don't want him to cook, please.
Yeah, very true.
You know, Muntazir,
Yeah.
a hint for your dad. This book, when I compiled it, I had announced it in the ladies' side. And I said, it is a ladies' project. And one day I found in the box a recipe for mosque tea. And Mustafa Virji, Sister Wahida's brother, used to make chai for the mosque. And he decided to put his recipe in there. So his is the only, and I said, okay, let me give him a break. We'll put. So he's
Zarina Auntie, we're
the
having cooking
only guy.
classes.
Sorry?
We're gonna have cooking classes after this.
Oh, I conducted cooking classes for 2 years. Where were you?
I think I wasn't
we were
born
too
at that
young.
time.
Yeah.
No,
I
you
wasn't
were
born.
already born. No, with Sister Circle, we had a good time.
Wow, that's really cool, Zarina Auntie. But that's really cool. And one thing is, Alianko, I think I mean, just because I've heard kind of some of the stories, Alianko, I think a lot of people also miss out the fact that you were actually one of the first members to be in Minnesota before everybody arrived here. Alianko, can you touch on that? Like, because I think you were here before a lot of people arrived here. And what was it
Well,
like that?
I came in 71 because of my college.
Yeah.
Your grandfather and their family came in 72. And then Sabir Yusuf Ali and Naushad, and there was Hasnan Rajani and Hasnan Hasmukh, we called him, and your dad. So little by little, people started moving in. So in those days, we used to have majlises like at either your dad's or your grandfather's place, my place, or Mount View Community Center.
Yeah.
Sabir Darki's house, Fatah Bhai Baga's house. A lot of this community, and you know what we loved about it is every occasion we observed Wafads, Kushali, everything we observed, but it was like a small family sitting in a living room or a family room, and after Majlis we all chit-chatted. Usually we had dinners, people cooked, and it was so nice to see the Boras, the Khojas, and the Sunnis all observing each other's big days, community days. And yeah, I miss those days. It was unfortunately people split up. I mean, I know later on the Iranis came in, Iraqis came in and all that. But way back in the 70s, it was just a few people. I mean, I'm glad your family, your father, grandfather and their family moved here. That was a big boost for Minneapolis.
So, Alianko, I also hear there's a story about somebody named Mukhtar. Some recitation.
Are you talking? I don't know if it's the same story or not. Let me say what I think you're asking me about.
Okay.
We were at Richfield Community Center for one of the Islamic occasions. And your dad recited a Marsha in obviously in Urdu. Their Balajis was from Guyana. And after your grandfather was done, he gets up and says, I wish I could understand. It sounded so nice. I wish I could understand what he was saying. And then the next thing, after his lecture, he starts reciting same way as your grandfather, but your grandfather knew what he was reciting. He understood the words. This guy recites it, but it was just in English. He didn't know what he was reciting.
Oh.
It was funny that you are just telling that I wish I could understand all this, and then you yourself are reciting it. Is that what you're asking?
No, I think there's another story. The story of Mukhtar, the Maulana came to your house.
Is Shabir asking you something?
No, my dad is telling me there's some good story that we're missing out on. It's the story of Mukhtar. The Maulana came to Ali Uncle's house.
You know, he may have to refresh my mind. There were so many times we had majlises. Hussein, go ahead and speak up.
So apparently it was you told the Maulana, you told him to come over and recite the small story about Mukhtar, and then it really got prolonged. And
It slips.
I don't know about
It slips my
you know the
mind.
story.
It slips my mind. Shamim,
It's okay. If you remember, then we'll come back to the story.
All right.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right.
Go ahead.
He's having
All
a
right.
senior moment.
Yeah.
All right, so the last question we have before we play the game is, I know if you guys watched last week, Zulfunkel was very good at math and Abbas Uncle made amazing control. So Zarina Auntie, what is your hidden talent?
Huh. I don't know really.
No. There has
Okay.
to be something. Serena, you have to think of something.
We need
Okay,
answer.
I'm what you call jack of all trades, master of none. I mean, I have so
What's
many.
that?
Huh?
Wait, what is
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is? Muntazir,
No, what is that?
what school do you go to?
I go to you.
Mari gyo che achoro. Well, you tell me. Well, I dabble into many.
That was probably before my time.
They don't teach you those in schools here.
Honestly, they don't.
Yeah, that's so much to say for the education system here. You see, our education system was based on British system, so we are
Nathan, they didn't teach you that at SMSU?
Sorry?
Huh?
Nathan, they didn't teach you that at SMSU?
No, we have that there. Zarina Auntie, that's about can you repeat that again? What was it called?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay.
You don't
So
know this?
like it's a type of game, right?
No. Meaning, you know, you know what it means. That means you know few things here and there, little of everything, but you do not have mastery over one thing.
She's a handyman, but she's not a surgeon.
No.
I understand. Okay, I get it. So it's like you have multiple skills, but you're not like a master in any of those skills. Okay.
Right. Because growing up, cooking, traveling, knitting, crocheting, ceramics, I would jump from one to another. After having done this, I get bored now. I already mastered it, moved on to something else. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can take that, Matham.
Yeah, Matham.
No, I mean, I think Zerinati has something else hidden, but she's not sharing with us. But
You
we're gonna
tell
jump to
me.
Ali Uncle.
Ask Hassan. Hassan knows.
Okay, I'll ask him. Ali Uncle,
Yeah.
what's the hidden talent?
You know, I was pondering on that. The only thing I can think of is I was very good at gutting the tennis, the squash, badminton rackets. I used to do that as a part-time living in Mabale. So that was my hidden talent.
What were you do?
Wait,
You know,
what?
putting the nate, the gutting,
Oh, really?
Oh, the strings.
the stringing.
Okay.
I used to have a
Okay.
machine back home.
Okay. Okay.
And, you know, it was something that I loved doing as another part-time job. Working part-time, I started back in Mabale with this one woman and Danji, another Shia, they had a shop. And he sent me to Kampala to learn this talent. And I came back and worked with him for a long time. And then I bought my own machine, started doing that for about probably 5-6 months. And I had to go to India. So my younger brother took over. And it was good. So I loved doing that in those days, stringing the rackets.
I wish you could show us. Do you still remember how to do it?
I know how to do it, but you need a machine.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a
Next time
manual
after
machine.
COVID, we'll do it.
Yeah. That next time. That Nathan, that was a good one. I
What?
didn't know that. That hidden talent. That was a good one. Ali Uncle, that was a good one. Zerinati,
Yeah,
come on, you
yeah.
gotta give
I
us
mean,
something.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know. I can't
Zerinati,
think
I
of
know
it.
you have something better.
You tell me.
I mean, I don't know what's a hidden talent that you might have. You know, like
But you,
what's something
It
that you
can be
think nobody
anything.
else can do, or something that you feel like, you know what, this is pretty unique about me.
well, I don't know. I know I'm very perceptive. And travel-wise, I love to travel to places I've never been before and such obscure places and find out things about it and then go see if that is true or not.
Okay,
And
so let me pose this question to you. If we had a talent show tomorrow at Mosque, and you had to sign up for the talent show, what would be the one talent that you would show?
Her cooking. I tell you what, she's really good at cooking. That's her talent.
Yeah, yo, her dokras are really good.
Oh no. Those little ones. Well, yeah. I was 9 when I was put in the kitchen.
Oh wow.
As Ali told you, my mom died when we were all young. Ali was
Right.
7, I was 8.5. Back home, they put you in the kitchen, the girls.
Wow.
So I had to go and help both my chachis in the kitchen. I hated it, but down the road, thinking positive, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I love to cook.
Yeah.
So
Did
yeah.
Ali Uncle used to pick on you when you were younger by any chance?
No. He's been.
I think it was
I'm
the
not saying
other
it.
way around.
Yeah.
You know,
Zerinati used to pick on Ali Uncle.
No.
after my mom passed away, she was our mother. So
Wow.
she actually nurtured us all youngsters. As a matter of fact, we were so obedient that one day she came out and said, "It's time." My twin brother and myself
Oh, I know
had gone
this.
in the garage garage area in the back street and picked up a rod, a car rod, and we were carrying it. And she comes down there and says, "Mukidio niche, just leave it and it's time for lunch." And so we just dropped it, not realizing her foot was right there. Boom, it comes on her foot.
And I still have a scar to show
But
for it.
that's how obedient we were.
Yeah. Oh, and I love to play with boys. I'm telling you, because I had 5 brothers.
Yeah.
We all used to play in the trees, in the gullies, in the streets, in the sand. And the parents never worried because it was like whole family. It doesn't matter you are Hindu, Punjabi, Muslim. We all used to play together. And having 5 brothers, they don't have one friend, they have a whole herd of friends. They all used to come home. I had to entertain their friends and feed them and all. So it was, back home was good old days.
Yeah. Yeah. Monty, so what's the game we're gonna play with them?
So the game that we're gonna play is very similar to the game that we played with Hussein Uncle, Shabir Uncle, and Zuli Uncle. So we're gonna test and see that how well do you guys actually know each other.
Oh, shoot.
He's
She's been married for a long time. We don't live for together. It's been 80s.
He's been away too long.
But we'll see how well you guys do. Hussein Uncle, Shabir Uncle, and Zuli Uncle, they struggled a little bit, but they were about 50%. So let's see if you guys can do
They were
better at that.
25% right. So if I'm 10%, it won't be so bad.
Yeah, they were not good at all.
No, I know
They
that.
were arguing about what day was their birthday. Like they couldn't believe, like, no way, it's not possible.
Ah.
All right,
So
Monty,
it
go
seems
ahead.
like Matham, quite a few of us have the same story coming from Uganda.
Yeah, I think for the most part, yes, but I think the way the trials that they had to go through, like
Yes.
the situation with the families is what's
Oh,
the
yes.
difference right now.
Yes,
I
definitely.
You know,
think
like
the
you guys lost
little
your
little
parents at a
details.
very young
Yes.
age,
Yeah.
Yes.
and you had to work with that. And then it was a little bit different, you know, for Hussein Uncle and them. Abbas got it completely. I felt like was like quite a big difference of how he came here in his story. So
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's unique in their own way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with Ali Uncle. Ali Uncle,
So
I'm gonna ask
before I
you.
answer your first question, let me talk about what the thing came back in my mind about the at my house about the
Okay,
Mukhtar.
okay, all right. All
So
right.
we had a majlis, and after that, the Molana, we were all sitting, and something came about, and somebody asked, "Can you tell us the story about the Mukhtar?" And I tell you what, he started, I don't know, probably about 10 o'clock in the evening after majlis, and he carried on till morning, and he read the whole book. From that day, shut my mouth up. I'm never going to ask anybody a question. So that's in a nutshell. That's what happened. Not realizing.
Wait, what time did he finish at? What time did he actually finish at?
Subuh namaz time, I close to that. 3 o'clock.
Constantly
3
reading?
o'clock.
Oh my God.
Zarina, was he reading your cookbook too?
No. But I'm telling you, Matham, I used to come and visit Minnesota, Ali, when before I was married. I used to come here once a year. And the love and the unity I saw in this Jamaat, I really appreciated that. And because Ali was single at the time, other families would invite me over for dinner or lunch, including your great-grandma, Fatma Bai, Hussein Uncle's mother.
Yeah.
Masi we used to call. And I used to tell Ali, Mane, I don't want to go because they don't know me and I don't want to impose on them. He said, it's not you, it's because of me they are inviting you. Because I live in this community. But she used to say, na, Ali ekloche, ni benai viche. So I had connections with Minnesota even before I moved in.
Sure.
So I've known your grandfather's family. In fact, I heard your grandfather first time his majlis in London, Ontario.
Wow.
And my hostess said, do you know Amanas Jiboilo Majlis? I said, no. How old do you think he is? I said, he's an older man. She said, Tara ne mara karta nano che. He is younger than you and me. And I said, no way. It was Hussein Bhai. I said, and fine nano chokro, such a young man reciting Majlis. So that was my first connection.
Yeah, and I think going back to Ali Uncle's point, man, it just sounds like the unity, the way the community was. I wish I feel like from what you guys talk about, things have changed.
Yeah.
And whatever, you know, the situations have changed, but it was just, it sounds so unique.
You know, just another thought I'll throw in there, like our unity in the Jamaat. when I bought this house, it was in the middle of the end of December, cold like crazy. It was so cold, but the whole community showed up to help me move into this house. And you would think that people would find excuse, every one of the guys showed up, every one of them. It was so cold that day. I mean, we were piling up things in the garage just to move from the old house because I had to give up the keys.
Yeah.
And it's just that the community, the way the community was, the way the Minnesotans were. In those days, nobody locked their house. We were working, I was living with 2 other Hindus. We went to work. We never used the key to lock a door. It was always just pulled over. That's it. You never worried about anybody stealing. Our bikes were sitting on the deck on the back. Nobody stole the bikes.
Wow.
People were very trustworthy. People were very helpful.
Now it's completely opposite. We can't even go outside because we're worried we're gonna get COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's get moving on the game because we don't want to.
Yeah.
I know it's past Zarina's bedtime, so we better get.
2 o'clock, I go to sleep. So don't worry.
Woo.
No, not
We got
2
lots
o'clock,
of
1
time.
o'clock. One.
All right, so Alyonko, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions about Zarinanti, and then
Okay.
after your answers, we're gonna check with Zarinanti to see how many of those answers were correct. So the first question is, what is Zarinanti's favorite dinner?
Since I like her biryani and pilau, I would say that is her best, very good dinner.
Okay,
Dish.
but so like what her favorite? So you think Zarinanti's favorite dinner to eat is either biryani or pilau?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What is Zarinanti's favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. Okay.
Zarina, no
growing
reactions. You can't
yeah,
get
you
reactions.
can't say any reactions. So when Zarinanti was growing up, who was her best friend other than you 5 brothers?
Kokila Patel.
Okay. Zarinanti, just say yes or no. When is her birthday?
11th of December.
What year?
What
I
year?
can't tell the year till she gives
No,
me
you can
permission.
tell. I don't mind.
1947.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
72
okay.
years
Wow,
old.
Alyonko really got it on
Nah,
top of this, huh?
you're a lot
Okay.
better than Hussein Uncle
No,
Shamim.
I mean, some people don't like the dates to be said.
No, I don't
Yeah.
mind. I'm 72 years old.
All right, and so the next question we have is, what is Zarinanti's favorite sport? But instead of I don't know if Zarinanti played any sports or not, but you could put either a sport or an activity.
So 2 things she used to be good back home. Now remember, she's been living separately for a long time. She used to be good at badminton, and she used to be good in drama.
Drama?
School dramas.
Or like
Really?
acting? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's a talent, Zarina.
that's
That's
definitely
a talent.
I thought about it afterwards, but then I said,
Wait. Okay, wait. First, we need to correct these. First, we go over the answers to these questions, and then we need to see an example of your talent.
Yeah, we need to see some sort of acting. All right, so Zarinanti, I'm sorry, Alyonko, what are you saying?
Did I get any right?
We're going to check right now.
Okay.
So Zarinanti, what is your favorite dinner?
Yeah, he's right. Pilau.
Okay.
I love pilau.
One for one. Zarinanti, what is your favorite color?
Mine is blue. Second is purple.
Oh, okay, so we're not going to give you
That's
that
okay.
one.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that was wrong. Zarinanti, who was your best friend growing up?
Kokila Patel.
Okay. Did he get your birthday right?
This is a bop
Yes.
name. What was the name again?
Sorry?
Kokila Patel.
Kokila Patel. Oh, we went to school together. We went to Madagascar University together. We went gallivanting to Mauritius together. Yeah, we've done a lot together.
Okay. And
Perfect.
what is your favorite sport/activity?
Okay, he did say one badminton, and I was good I'm saying that it is true at field hockey.
Oh, okay.
Field hockey has to play, and drama. He's right too. Yes. So, like I
All
told
right.
you,
So, Alionko, you were
jack of
4 out
all
of 5.
trades, master of none.
All right. I'm never gonna forget that now.
No, you better not. I'll be asking you.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, Zirinati, we need to know a little bit more
Zirinati, can you show us like
about
what drama you had to do, like what
your
acting you did?
drama.
The Gujarati drama, she was good in Gujarati.
What did you have to
Yeah.
do?
What do I have to do? Masi Banuanu, Kaka Banuanu. Oh yeah, it's.
So wait,
We
can you
had
give us an
so many.
example? What was the
No.
example? Like example of that? What do you
Years
do?
ago.
What do I do? I act like an old lady or a sasuji. And yeah, and dress like that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ah,
Okay.
It was
That's
really
definitely
fun.
your hidden talent, Zirinati.
And
That is
also
definitely your hidden talent.
debating society. I was captain of my debating society
Oh,
for
you were on the
both
debate
English
team.
and Gujarati.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's another talent right there.
I told you. So there's so many. I can't say which one. Yeah.
All right, now we check
Alhamdulillah.
Zirinati.
All right,
Alhamdulillah.
so Zirinati, you, in order to beat Alionko, you have to get all 5 answers
Uh-oh.
right.
He got how many wrong?
Because Alionko got the highest score I've ever seen. He only got 1 wrong.
He got one.
that was
My
the color.
color. Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna win.
Alright.
I'm telling you. I'll let him win. He's my baby brother.
All right, so Zirinati, your first question is, what is Alionko's favorite dinner?
I think he likes barbecue a lot.
Okay. What is Alionko's favorite color?
Blue, I would say. You better
All right. Who was his best friend growing up?
Oh, I know. That Ganatra person. What is his name?
Danatra.
No, wait. Oh, Karsan Das no Chokros. Oh my God. I can see his face. I can't remember. It will come to me. Let's move
Okay,
on and then.
Otherwise, we can take Karsam Das no Chokro. We can just take
Karsan Das no Chokro. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. When is Alionko's birthday?
12th March 1949.
All right. And what is his favorite sport / activity growing up?
Hey, Ali. I know. I can't say Gilli Danda or Thapo.
I know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know Thapo?
No.
Hide and seek.
Hide and seek.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't see.
Hide
Okay,
and
okay.
seek.
Yeah, I'll say hide and seek. And he liked to pull little girls' pigtails.
Hey.
Cool. Uh-huh.
I'll have to tell them the story about that.
Well, you tell them.
All right, so let's see how many Zirinati got right.
All of them wrong, except one.
Chandra's no Chokro.
I'm trying. Wait, what's his name? Jeez, I can see his face. Go on.
Okay. Let's see how he's going. Let's see how it's going.
Yeah. All right. So, Alionko, what is your favorite dinner?
So my favorite is butter chicken, but in the summertime, I love barbecue.
All right. So we're
But
gonna say
Wrong.
your favorite is butter chicken. So that one is wrong.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
blue.
All right.
One right. Okay.
All right. So I'm really interested about this question. So who is the name of your friend? Was she talking about the right
So
guy?
his name was actually Ramesh, that K, Sundas Datani. So they all
Yes.
called him RK. We always called him RK.
Yes.
And he had a brother called Suresh, and we called him SK.
SK. Yes. That,
So is
that's
this
the one.
Chandra's no Chokro?
Sundas no Chokro.
Yes.
Okay.
Datani no Chokro.
But RK.
Very
Karsan
good.
All
Das.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 for 3 so far. Uncle, when's your birthday?
12th March 49.
All right. And was Taddos your favorite sports slash activity growing up?
So now here's another thing we did in Mobile. After in the Ramzan, after everybody broke fast, we played hide and seek, and the whole town
Yes.
was a place you could hide. The whole
wow.
town, and it was not a small town. So we would split up into two teams, go, hide and seek. The other one was, I can't remember what you call it, where you lean over and somebody comes and jumps on you on your back, and you see how long you can hold without that person falling down. As soon as that person falls down, you win. I can't remember what you call that game.
Yeah,
But
I can't remember either.
my eldest brother was a lot into cricket. Even though I hated that game, he made us, me and my twin brother and his buddies will just go play cricket just to keep him happy. And when every time that ball hit me, I blamed him for it. The cricket ball really smart. But yeah, it was hide and seek was in those
All
days.
right. So
Tapo.
Maybe.
It's called Tapo.
Tappo. All right.
Yeah. You got it. Yeah.
All right. So Uncle Zero, you guys both won 4 for 5. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's
Not
pretty
gonna
good.
lie.
Thank you for having us over.
Yeah, of
Now
course.
Yeah, thank you.
I got to say about her chotlo thing. Now, let me tell you the story.
Okay, yeah, I want to hear this.
I came back from Hoima. Remember I said my mom passed away, we went for 2 years?
Yeah.
Came back and I was enrolled in one of the schools, North Road Primary School. And in those days that they had a single tables with a chair, desk. These ladies there were 2 tables on each row. And these 2 ladies in front of my row, I was in the last row. The 2 of them were sisters. The older sister had a very long chotlo. So she used to put it behind her chair, right? And one time she went to get up. So guess what would happen when you try to get up? You push the chair back, her chotlo gets stuck between the chair and my desk, and she screams. And so the teacher comes and says, what happened? And she says, he pulled my chotlo. And that guy gave me, I'm not kidding you, I was a little kid, and I know the guy's face right now. Luckily he's dead, because I would have gone and killed him now. But he gave me one punch in my guts. Sorry guys, if any youngsters are listening, I'm just kidding. Don't be scared of me, But he gave me one punch that hurt my stomach so bad all day. In those days, you never went and told your parents that something happened, your teacher hit you in the school or anything, because usually they would blame you that your teacher hit you. Here's another one because you were at the So we never told our parents, but
you would have gotten
the teacher that walked by and he heard me and he consoled me for a long time. He knew who was right and who was wrong, but man, that guy really punched me. I was a little kid. So that was the story about the chotlo.
There we go. Well, that was Ali Uncle and Zareen Auntie, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was really interesting.
And joining us, that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed as well, and hopefully we can continue to learn some stories like you guys, like yourselves.
Yeah.
Real quick for everybody else and for you two as well. This week we're doing something new. We're doing a family Jeopardy game between the Salomon family and the Qasim family.
Qasim. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it'll be Mohsen Uncle's family and Shireen Auntie's family against Imtiaz Uncle and Sajid Auntie's family.
Oh.
So they'll have a little family Jeopardy over Zoom, and we'll broadcast that out.
That's next Tuesday?
This coming Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Love
That's
Jeopardy.
Gonna be at what time, Mason?
It's at 9:30.
9:30. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the thumbs up.
Who's bringing samosas to my house?
Let me check the cookbook, then I'll bring it.
Yeah, you drive by and grab the samosas. And you know how to make chai, Maitam. So, Manti, you know how to make a chai. So,
no, his dad makes chai.
Yeah,
but his dad makes, Maitam, Imtiaz makes the meanest chicken dish ever.
Really?
Yeah, finger licking good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you had it. You
Fried
had it.
chicken.
Yeah.
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 It is. That is very good. That's from your recipe book.
No, it is his own. And he
Really?
doesn't want to share the recipe. He made me come out from my office one day during lunch break so he could give it to me near that, what's the stadium? Not the one, Metrodome. Yeah,
Metrodome.
yeah, in that parking lot. But my whole office was smelling of the chicken curry.
Yeah, when he cooks, our whole house smells like.
But it's good, isn't it?
Yo, it's
Yeah,
so
it is
good.
good.
Yeah.
It is. All right, everyone. Well, thank you all, and
Thank you.
inshallah, you guys continue to stay safe and healthy, and inshallah, we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is.
All right.
Thank you.
Hafiz.
Hafiz.
Hafiz.